All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wahaba Kodash. I want to say double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to my fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe. Preaching in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. This is the brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii, coming to you with another live lesson. Today's live lesson is entitled Iron Maiden Run to the Hills. This lesson was inspired by the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone during the Pesach video, Pesach 2020, because we're in the Passover right now. Okay, and today is the second day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, or it's like the first day it starts. But the point of the matter is, I was up, through the Spirit. I'm not tired yet. So the Spirit just had me watching the rest of the video, and Apostle Tahar had mentioned it. And so I looked it up, and he said, you got to look at them lyrics. And so I actually looked up the lyrics to this song, and it's real profound. A lot of the music back in the day was really profound if you listen to the lyrics. Okay. And these lyrics, they fit Gad, which is the so-called Native American Indians today. Also Reuben as well, and Issachar, because when this devil came over here to the Americas, he got the northern kingdom. He attacked the northern tribes first. He put them in slavery, took them back to Europe, had his way with them, forced our people to lose their culture, man. Which was, and if you understand the scriptures, you know that was really all the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Notwithstanding, the Most High still is going to punish these nations, man. For what they did to us. Real quick, this is Obadiah. This is Obadiah 1. Obadiah 1 and sorry here. Obadiah chapter 1. All right. Obadiah 1 and 10. This is it says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Right. And you Edomites, you express that violence toward all 12 tribes of Israel, not just Judah, not just Gad, but all 12 tribes. And the scripture says, for your violence against thy brother, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. This is another scripture. It's in Daniel's. It says shameful spewing is going to cover you too as well. All right. Spewing. Yep. This is Habakkuk 2 and 16. It says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also. Let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. And when you look up that shameful spewing, it's really a disgrace. How the so-called white man took over the Americas, all right, and took over. We're talking about the tribe of Gad right now, the so-called Native Indian. How he took America. How was it established? How was it established? This is Nahum 3 and 1. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. Right. This country was established on the bloodshed of the children of Israel, man. You got some jakes that want to say that all the tribes are so-called Negroes, but they're not, man. Okay, our 12 tribes of Israel are the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and this is what they push. They destroy each and every last one of the tribes. Okay, they particularly the tribe of Gad. What they do, they say, kill the Indian and save the man. which basically they took their nationality, their heritage from them, but yet they talk about looking unto Jesus, man. You know, our children lost who they were because this devil had his way with us, man, and basically destroyed our culture, man. You know, to the so-called Negroes, to the so-called Latinos and Mexicans, he did that. And this song by Iron Maiden, I won't play it because I'm sure I'll get a copyright claim on it. But this song by Iron Maiden, it really tells the deets, man. You know, it really do. And so the lyrics are entitled to this song. It's called Iron Maiden Run to the Hills. All right. And I also want to look at it on Wikipedia and see what it has to say in Wikipedia. All right. So I'll just a bit of a background on this. On this, uh, this says "Run to the Hills" is a song by the English heavy metal band Iron Maiden. It was released as their sixth single on their first from the band's third studio album, Number of the Beast, which that's spiritual too, because what's the number of the beast is 666. Okay, he also got that mark, which is the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip or the NFC chip. Over there in Europe, it's called the NFC chip. So it is their first single with Bruce Dickinson as vocalist, credited solely to the band's bassist, Steve Harris. Although significant contributions were made by Dickinson, it remains one of their most popular songs. A live version of the song from Live After Death was released in 1985. The original single was released in 2002, and with all income donated to former drummer Clive Burris. All right. It says, let me see, composition. Due to contractual issues with a previous band, Samson Dixon could not be credited for any of his contributions made during the writing of the Number of the Beast, although bassist Steve Harris alone receives credit for the song. Dixon stated that he made a moral contribution to the song in addition to Children of the Damned and the Prisoners from the same album. While speaking to IBM Smarter Business Conference Stockton in October 10th, 2012, Dixon revealed that parts of the song are based on the rising sixth interval within a scale inspired by the documentary he watched, which explored why My Way was on one of the most popular recorded songs. It says, let me go to right here. It says themes. This song documents the beginning of settlers' contact as Europeans began arriving. You know, it's talking about them Edomites. Edomites began arriving on the shores of of American indigenous territories and traditional lands. The song describes from both perspectives what is occurring in the form of a battle between the settlers and the indigenous. However, it is unknown if an indigenous voice was consulted for the writing of the song. The song attempts to draw attention to the continued issues of colonialization or indigenous people between European settlers in North America and westward expansion. The song is written from both perspectives, covering the native viewpoint in the first verse and the Europeans in the rest of the song. All right. Now, here are the lyrics to the song. All right. The first verse is stated. It says, white man came across the sea. He brought us pain and misery. That's right. He killed our tribes, killed our creed. He took our game for his own need. And that's exactly what he did. But guess where this was written about in the scriptures? Deuteronomy 28, because this is one of the curses, right, that the Lord is going to bring on us. Deuteronomy 28:49. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as an eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Right. And when Esau came to the Americas, the tribes didn't understand that English. They didn't because they weren't used to it. They didn't understand that Dutch. They damn sure didn't understand that Spanish. Okay, until they was beating them, until they learned it by force or even by just share inquisitiveness. They found out about this language, man. It says, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the persons of the old, nor show favor to the young. Right. And when Esau came over here to the Americas, let me see something. Uh, when Columbus came over here, when Columbus came over here to the Americas, okay, when Columbus came over to America, when Cortez, Pizarro, okay, because Columbus didn't go to America, he went to the Caribbean islands, all right, or the Caribbean islands. He went there. When he came, what did they come doing? They came destroying our people. Slovakia. All right, they came destroying our people. You see pictures like this, the dogs tearing up the Jakes, and these Spaniards just sitting there watching it happen. All right, forcing them into hardcore labor to build their cities, to build their castles. All right, this is what the devil did. All right, pillaging our people. And what did he bring when he came over here? He brought Christ. He brought that Catholic doctrine. He brought that picture of Cesare Borgia. You see? And then they came in peace. Well, they claim to come in peace, but what did they do? uh they destroyed it. And this goes back to that shameful spewing, because see, Esau don't like to talk about this. He don't like to talk about slavery. He doesn't like to talk about how he took the Americas, how he enslaved the people, destroyed them, killed them, massacred and murdered them. He don't like to talk about that. But you celebrate these people who did these deeds. You celebrate Cristobal Colon. You celebrate Pizarro. You celebrate Cortez, right? But you don't like to talk about the shamefulness which you use to establish this place, man. They, in schools, in the schools in the Americas, at least North America, they give you a glossed over, romanticized view of what happened. But in reality, what really happened was far more worse. You know, so you got Hernan Cortez. He was destroying Jake. Conquest, consequences of conquest of the Aztecs. Jake was fighting these people, but it wasn't enough. Just like they were doing in South America and Central America, they were doing the same thing in North America. So again, those lyrics, those lyrics, okay, those lyrics, it says, white man, which you Edomites, you're not white, you're red. White man came across the sea. He brought us pain and misery. That's all he brought. And that's all he does, because what does it says in John 10 and 10? John 10 and 10, right? It says, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. And who's that thief? You Edomites, man. I come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly, which is Yahushai. And he came so that the Israelites can have life and have and that might have it more abundantly, right? But you Edomites, when you came to the Americas, what did you come here for? Where you claim that you came here for in search of a easier way to another part of the world? You claim that you came here through you know as explorers, but really you came here as conquerors. You came here to rape and pillage the land of all the gold, all the silver of the people. You brought disease here. You brought disease here. Okay, you brought rape, murder, and theft, man. And then now you have a place where people are proud to call themselves Americans. Okay, you got Trump, well, Nero running around here talking about make America great, keep America great. All right, but how was this place set up? Lies, death, murder. Okay, lies, death, murder. Okay. So it says, back into these lyrics, it says, white man came across the sea. He brought us pain and misery. He killed our tribes, killed our creed. Right. What is a creed? What is a creed? All right. It says a creed, not the movie. Okay. It says creed, a system of Christian or other religious beliefs. Right. Which our people believed in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. But he killed that. He stomped that out of our people. He beat that out of our people. That's why when you look up those Indian boarding schools, what was he doing in there? He was destroying our heritage. All right. Yeah. Those so-called Indian boarding schools, what was he doing in these schools? He was destroying our people. And he was getting the children first. It says above holy childhood students circa 1900s. These may have been the days the students, the children who went to the school but did not board there. Day students and boarders usually had very different experiences. The fair-haired children pictured were still Odawa, just mixed heritage. So some of these kids could have been Edomites, man. Edomite parents. But the children that stayed at these schools, they had a way more terrible experience. This is a picture that illustrates that very clearly. Okay. Uh, this picture right here, it shows them what they looked like prior to being Europeanized, you know, which they had already been taken over and downtrodden, which they cut their hair. Okay, they stopped them from speaking their language. Okay, they stopped them from associating themselves with their heritage. And the scriptures speak about how they oppress a man. Oh, Salakia. Right, Micah 2:2. And actually, one of the brothers had brought it out. That's a spirit. I'll bring it up on a comment board. I'll bring it up on a comment board. Okay, that's the spirit that their brother brought it up there. Yeah, this Micah, this is the brother. The kingdom is within. It says Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Okay, verse 2. And they covet fields. Right. Esau, when he came here, he covered the whole of America. He wanted all of this. He wanted all the natural resources. He wanted the land. And he wanted to get rid of the people that were on it first, man. And that's why this devil's pride, he never mentions you so-called native Indians. Why is that? Why are you afterthought, if not a thought at all? Okay, because he wants to act like he came here and civilized this land, but you didn't civilize anything. Our people were already civilized, man. They were one with the land, even though they were going off into idolatry. Our people still, some of the tribes still followed that Yahweh Bashir Shah, but nonetheless, we were all taken over. So it says Micah 2:2, and they covet fields and take them by violence. Again, how was America established? Just answer those simple questions. This place was established by violence, and it says, right, Revelation 18:21. This is Revelation 18:21. Revelation 18:21. Revelation 18:21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And that great city Babylon is talking about America. Okay, America is the great city Babylon, Babylon the Great, which all these nations want to be like. They pattern their own selves after this place. They covet to come to this place so that they can make millions and millions of dollars, billions of dollars, so they can set a life up for themselves, right? But they don't take in consideration how this place was built by violence. So it said, thus by violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all. Right? Because when those nuclear missiles hit this place, that's going to be a violent act. It's going to shake this place and destroy it. And it's not going to be found anymore after it's destroyed. Okay, going back to what the brother Mike 2 and 2, what the brother posted, it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses, yep, and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, man. All right. And so this devil, he oppressed us even to our heritage, man. Took it away from us, man, and claimed and put it on himself like it was nothing. And you got a lot of $5 Indians running around here. Okay. Okay. You got a lot of people who claim that they're what's the word I'm looking for? You got a lot of them that's claiming to be part of these native tribes, but they really Edomites, man. But they paid $5 back in the day to get on the roll so that they can benefit from being a native Indian. Meanwhile, the true natives, the real Israelites, the Gadites, they're not really as a whole, they're not benefiting from this. All right, they're forgotten people in this society, just like the so-called Negro, just like the so-called Latino. Going back to these lyrics, it says he killed our tribes. He killed our tribes, killed our creed. He took our game for his own need, right? Because again, when you look at some of these pictures, a lot of our people was at peace with this devil, man. This is Psalms, what is it, 55 and 6, right? Salakia. Uh, Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth, the words of his mouth the words of his mouth were smoother than, matter of fact, I'll start at 20, Psalms 55 and 20. He have put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He have broken his covenant, right? Over 400 and some odd treaties this devil made with Gad, with the different tribes of Gad and Reuben. What did he do? He broke every last one of them. He didn't keep to none of them. It was he that broke it. Okay? So all these people that were at peace with them, guess what? He went to war against them. All right. He put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant. So every time he made a covenant with our people, that's why the Lord said we're not supposed to make no covenant with any of these nations, man. But Jake did it, and it was to their detriment. But obviously it was supposed to happen because this is the end time. But it says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Yeah, he'll tell you everything's gonna be all right, everything's gonna be okay. Let me see if I can find a picture of him, right? Of the white man making treaties. Which he called us Indians, and our people aren't savages. But that word Indian goes back to the word savage. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. That word Indian goes back to the word savage. Right? It says Indian, an inhabitant of India, Salakia. So let me write it. It says India from the late Latin Indianness from the Latin India applied to Aboriginal native inhabitants of the Americas from at least 1553, a noun, the 1610s, and the adjective reflecting Spanish and Portuguese use on the mistaken notion that America was the eastern end of Asia, which it wasn't. They knew exactly what this place was. All right. It says red Indian is distinguished as the Native Americans from inhabitants of in India, at first attested in 1831 by British English, but was not commonly used in North America. Hugh Rawson's Wicked Words writes that Indian is unusual among ethnic terms for not having much pejorative value until comparative recently. Few phrases, most from the U.S., impinge honestly intelligence, such as Indian gift. An Indian gift is a proverbial expression of signifying a present for which an equivalent return is expected. Right, but you didn't get that. Hence, Indian giver, one who gives a gift, then asks for it back, which that was Esau. Because see, again, when our people made these treaties with this devil, all right, he say that he looked for any way to break that treaty so that he could destroy our people, man. You see, he broke every last one of those covenants, man. Going back into because I did mention that the word Indian means savage when you look it up, but it didn't really go into it. But it does mean savage, you know. Let me see. Um, I'm not going to look at that right now, but I know it does go back to the word savage. So going back to Psalms 55, it says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Right, he made those treaties with our people, but the whole time he was thinking about going to war. That's why Andrew Jackson was called the Indian killer. You know. Let me see. All right. Right. That's why they call him Indian killers, man. Let's see what this says. Andrew Jackson quotes on Andrew Jackson quotes on an Indian, says that those tribes, the Sac and Fox Indians, cannot exist surrounded by our settlements and in continual contact with our citizens. Certain they have neither the intelligence, the industry, the moral habits, nor the desire of improvement, which are essential to any favorable change in their condition. And this is what the devil thought of our people, and he killed a lot of jigs. He the one that pushed that trail of tears. All right, he the one that did that, and they called him what, the Indian killer. But yet they name a state after this dude. They put this dude on money. They exalt him. Even what's this devil? Nero, Trump. He lauded this dude, and then you had two Gadites looking at this thing, praising this guy when he killed our people, man. And he said what? He said that our people didn't have the intelligence or the industry, but what our people cleaned you up when you got off the boats, man. You the one got off those boats stinking and smelly. But again, his words were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. He created something called the Indian Removal Act. All right. All right. But they logged this dude about his banking, his views on banking. It says it is to be regretted that the rich and powerful too often been acts of government to their own selfish purpose. But he was a part of that. You know, you wanted to get Jacob out of there. All right. So war was in this devil's heart. War was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, man. So while he was saying it was all peace, he already knew he was going to go to war with you, man. He was using both sides of the fence of our people. They were arguing with each, well, not just arguing, but they were warring with each other, the different tribes, and he would just play one side against the other, man. It says back in these lyrics, it says we fought him hard, we fought him well. Out on the plains, we gave him hell. But many came too much for Cree. Oh, will we ever be set free? And we will be when the Lord destroys this man. riding through the dust clouds and barren wastes, galloping hard on the plains, chasing the redskins back to their holes, which this devil called us redskins, but he was the real redskin. Matter of fact, actually, this is our people calling him redskin. It says, chasing the redskins back to their holes, fighting them at their own game, murder for freedom, the stab in the back, women and children are cowards attack. Run to the hills, run to the hills, run for your lives. Soldier blue in the barren waste, hunting and killing their game, raping the women and wasting the men. The only good Indians are tame, selling them whiskey and taking their gold, enslaving the young, destroying their old. Deuteronomy 28 and Deuteronomy 28 and right here. Listen, check this out. It says this is 28 and 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far and from the end of the earth, as swift as an eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. You see? And look what those lyrics just say. It says, selling them whiskey and taking their gold, enslaving the young and destroying their old. So they didn't show no mercy to none of our people, man. And this is shameful spewing to you devils, man. Okay, what you did to the so-called Native Indian, man. What you did to the so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Mexicans. You see, the brother of the kingdom is within. Ecclesiastes 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Exactly. This is why you Edomites are losing your power. This is why you're going to lose your kingdom. Okay, this is why it's going to go up in a ball of nuclear fire. Okay, your whole all of the America from one sun shining sea to the next. Okay, it's going to go up in flames, man. Your whole kingdom is going to go up in flames, man, because of unrighteous dealings. And what better example of that is to look at what you did to the Native Indians, and then you write songs. You write songs about this, claiming that you speaking from both perspectives. But in reality, who was really the killer? Who was really the destroyer of the Lord's people, man? And you think that you just got some Negroes and Indians and you just destroyed them. Well, guess what? You touched the apple of the Lord's eye, man. All right. This is Zechariah 2 and 8. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, and you Edomites, your nation that spoiled us. For he that toucheth you touches the apple of his eye. So you weren't putting niggas in slavery. You wasn't putting Indians in slavery. You were killing and putting the people of the Lord in slavery, man, which was the Israelites, man. And even though this is for our judgment, you Edomites, you're gonna pay for this, man. All the thousands of kids you sexually assaulted in these schools, these boarding schools, and you murdered in these boarding schools, because that's what he was doing. He was having his way, and nobody could say nothing. The parents weren't there. Okay, the parents weren't there to protect their children. All right, so you're gonna pay for that, man. The Lord didn't forget his people. He didn't forget his children. He that toucheth you toucheth the apple of the Lord's eye, man. Okay. The school was established in 1892. And look at these are thousands of Israelite children, man, being brainwashed to love Jesus, man, being brainwashed to worship the white man, being brainwashed to forget their heritage, man. Because see, Esau, he's still doing the same thing today. He's attacking our children with this homosexual and lesbian vibration, this transsexual, transgender vibration. He's putting all this poison into them by way of his system, his vaccinations, his medical industry, all industries that are geared to destroy our people, man. Right? And you're gonna pay for that, man. Indian training school. What were they training our people into? They were training them to become Edomites, man. or think and walk and act and talk as Esau did, man. Therefore, killing an Indian and saving a man. This is Genesis 49:19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Right. That troop that overcame Gad was the cavalry. That's why it says right here, soldiers in blue in the barren waste, hunting and killing their game, which that's what they did. Esau, he killed all of buffalo, man. There's a famous picture of this Edomite standing on a hill, right? Yep, just as a spirit. Uh, where the buffalo no longer roam, you see this Edomite standing on mountains and mountains of buffalo, where they kill for their meat so that they can eat, and for their their hides so they can keep warm. No, they did this to starve our people out, man. And then they took pictures on top of it, man. That's what the cavalry did. But the scripture says, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at last. So when the Lord raised up 12,000 men from the tribe of Gad, which he's doing right now by way of his word, guess what? They're going to overcome you Edomites. And not only them, all the 12 tribes are going to overcome you Edomites, man. And your carnal power is going to be no match for the spiritual power. You see? You see, it says, soldiers in blue, barren and waste, hunting and killing their game, raping the women, wasting the men. And that's what you did. That's exactly what you doubles did. So you have nothing to be proud of in this place. Nahum 3:1, woe to the bloody city, is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. Who are the prey? The Israelites. It says the original image behind this terminology probably derives from the ancient one associated with the wild man or wilder man. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Shemayim Guerrero. Anyway, it says the noise of the whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots. Right, because the Lord's gonna destroy this place, man. Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establishes a city by iniquity. Right, because the land can't be cleansed of the blood except by him that shed it. So it says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood. America was built on the blood of the Israelites. And established a city by iniquity, which is sin upon sin. Okay, and that's what America is all about. That word for iniquity there is wall, which is injustice, unrighteous, wrong, or violent deeds of justice. So this world, this place was established on injustice, unrighteousness, wrong, violent deeds, injustice. And the most you Edomites can say is, well, it wasn't me. I wasn't there. I shouldn't have to pay for something that I didn't do, something that my forefathers did. I wasn't there, but you're benefiting. You're benefiting of it. And because of that, you getting scared, you getting anxious, you getting angry at your forebears. But this is Sirach chapter 41, verse 7. Sirach 41:7. The children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake. What you Edomites don't realize, or you fail to realize, is that you are your forefathers in a reincarnation. All right. You are your forefathers in a reincarnation. All right. And you're gonna pay for what you did, just like we did. We paid for what we done, what we did against the Heavenly Father. How much more you nations, you Edomites? The kingdom is within. Amos 1:11 says, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword and did cast off all pity. And in his anger, and his anger did tear perpetually, he kept his wrath forever. Right. You devils, you thought you were doing a great job. You thought you were doing the Lord's work, but you were really doing it out of anger because you want the birthright back. So your goal is to try to destroy all the 12 tribes, keep them separate by language, by culture, say that they're separate people. But in reality, we're suffering together. I'll end it off with this scripture. Jeremiah Jeremiah, what is it? Jeremiah 55 and 33. Oh, shucks. Jeremiah 52 and 33. Salaki. Nah, that's not it. Jeremiah 50 and 33. Jeremiah 50 and 33. Jeremiah 50 and 33 says what? It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. All right. And the children of, it says Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. Israel, starting off with the so-called Puerto Rican, to the so-called Native American, to the so-called Mexican, to the so-called Panamanian, to the so-called Dominican, okay, and on down, so-called Colombian, the Uruguayans. Guess what? We're oppressed together. They're oppressed together right along with the children of Judah, so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, man. And all these nations that held us captives, chiefly the nation of Edom, they refuse to let us go. Their Redeemer is strong. Who is our Redeemer? Yahushua. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the Lord of armies, is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause. When he plead their cause, he's going to judge you nations. That he give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. A sword is upon the Chaldeans, the modern Chaldeans, like you Edomites, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai, upon the inhabitants of Babylon and upon her princes and upon her wise men. A sword is upon the liars. You Edomites are liars, and they shall dote, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. So yeah. So I hope brothers are edified. I wanted to bring this out. You know, this was inspired by the apostles and the elders during the Passover video, the Pesach video. You know, this has been Iron Maiden run to the hills. You know, and you Edomites, you better run to the hills. And you're gonna try, but we're gonna hunt you out those hills, man. Amos 9 and 2. All right. So with that, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Wahawa Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone for teaching his word and truth and sincerity, for ruling well. And salutations to my fellow Akim. Keep pushing, keep striving. You're almost out of here. Hey, shalom.